Yeah, I'll bring that up for
Tell
you.
you which ones that come. Right now, this time of the year, for me, I'm having better luck. I don't know about y'all. Y'all can tell me, but
Which one you want, Tommy?
Oh, not the big things. I ain't trying to sell me.
Yeah,
Yeah, go any of those. All right, right there.
I'll bring them all up.
Now you see right here. So where are those fish at on the water scale? Deep.
On the bottom.
And it's on the bottom. Right now, I am fishing in the deep water, and I'm jig. Some days we're out fishing live bait. I don't know which way y'all like to do it. If I'm fishing for live bait, I'm running this setup right here, 2 ounce with a fluorocarbon leader, circle hook, dropping down, putting in the middle of them. As you can see them, there they are. And this right here is out front of Beacon. In case y'all wonder where that's at, I ain't no secrets to you. It's right in front of Beacon. It's that big pocket right there in the middle of the river. And if I'm going to jigging, which jigging works really good. I like drop down 1/4 ounce, 1/2 ounce jigs, and move to another picture if you want. Doesn't matter on that one.
How about this one?
That's right there at the exact same spot too. And these were actually taking like 4 days ago. So this is very, very updated information on that. And you can see, you can probably tell them what you got. But a lot of people like I said, I don't care. Y'all come follow me any way you want.
Are you on that hump at the mouth of Beacon?
Yes, that's exactly where I am.
And there's trees on that hump too?
Yes, there is.
Yeah.
That's where I'm going. Love those trees.
Well, trees, biggest thing is you're going to get caught in them also. And I mean, this time of the year with the water temperature, you would think you'd be pulling nice baits across banks and stuff like that. But how many of y'all are having luck with that? Or do y'all fish like
I
that?
caught one last night, and that was it.
I think it's got something to do with the shad moving. The bluebacks are pulling them out deeper, and it's just been, and gosh, I don't know.
Less than 5 years, you think?
Yes, it's made a big difference. Now, don't get me wrong. You take that big old shad, and that's one of the things I was telling you, because I don't know how many of y'all are finding shad like this now.
Got some out wide that size almost.
Those are
They're
bluebacks.
bluebacks.
Yeah, you're not getting, and they're more narrow.
Yeah.
Not this long, but they're probably.
Yeah. I mean, it's not gizzard shad.
Yeah,
but that's,
no, but
yeah.
well, now these gizzard shad like this is and I brought one right here in the live target. These work good, but you have to pull them. And I pull these on the planer board. You can pull them next to the bank, but you have to pull them in at least 1.5 miles an hour to get it to do its natural.
In 1.5 miles, you can't use your trolling motor 1.5 miles.
Yeah,
Can you?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Does the big motor scare them?
Well, the big motor gets them a little too fast. Big motor, I would be more into like pulling if you want to pull the, the umbrella rigs and stuff, but I'm not a big umbrella rig fan. I'm not going against it. I mean, they definitely work. A lot of people catch fish on them, but I majority I'm a live bait fisherman.
Yeah.
And biggest part is because when I've got the guys out there and I'm guiding that a lot of them don't know how to jig. I get so much that they won't jig. They're doing like this.
Yeah.
Well, if I'm jigging, I'm doing like this.
Yeah.
I'm just working a little jig part, and the live bait tends to work better as far as that goes. So,
Tommy, I know everybody in here is wanting to know that shad swim bait that you got there. What's the price tag on that?
I bought them a couple of years ago. I bought a bunch of them at that point. When I bought them, they were $20 a piece.
Yeah, that's still what they are, about
Oh,
20 to 25.
Oh, I should ask.
Do you have
But I mean, they're very, very. I mean, I'm telling you now, when you put that thing in the water, it looks like a big shad. But you're gonna lose $20. You lose $20 if you do it.
Real fast.
So know where you use them at, and then planer boys, as I was gonna say, everybody loves them, but I'm not having luck off of them. many of y'all are using them right now?
I
Who's
have,
fishing?
I have had.
You having
some-
luck on them?
Just a couple. You know,
Any size? Sorry?
we caught 24, 25, 26, and 27, Monday, I think it was. But,
That's not Gab Tuesday.
but not killing them.
Caught 70.
He was pulling boards.
Pulling board?
Pulling boards, yeah. And I said,
And
well,
what depth was he in?
he said he had, an ounce, weight or an ounce and a half weight.
So he was getting down deep.
Yeah, he was getting down pretty deep. So I know, and I was right there fishing close to him. I started talking to him, and I was fishing between 40 and 60 and catching fish, just downline.
Yeah. That's what I've been, my best luck, what I've been doing chartering has been on the downlines. And I've actually outfished the live bait jig here recently. No honesty.
Usually a fluke.
Tommy, I think that them player boards are still working, but you gotta remember with that blueback herring that's in here now, it's changed the
It's
fishing.
changed, yeah.
The
that's what
past
I'm
3
getting at.
years of this
Let's-
lake,
We will see.
they're running in that thermocline.
Yes.
You know, that's where the bluebacks
And switch to another.
You want to go one of these?
Yeah. All right.
You got 3 of them here. Which one?
See right there. That's
Here, let me zoom it in.
yeah. There it is. That's the bottom. That right there is in the back of Beacon to the left. You go in the Beacon, go to the left on that side, and that's right there. That's where that swarm of fish is. And
Alright.
where are they at? They're at the bottom.
We're on Blackwater, in the last 3 or 4 days, they blow it up an hour before daylight and for maybe 30 minutes after daylight, and then they just disappear. But there's a lot of bait on the banks, but, I mean, and then they're gone.
Yeah.
I mean, is that the bluebacks that are coming to the banks for just that little bit in the morning, or?
No, that's in,
Probably threads.
that, yeah, that's what they,
Threads and
Stuff
small
is coming
business,
up.
I
And
would say.
this time of the year, you would like to think that you would get there with that warmer water shining on that shallow, the sun, but I don't know, it's just not happening.
We was out at Gills Creek Monday.
Eels has been good.
We was right up there where that ski slalom cove is there, you know, on the right.
Are you talking about bull?
No, Gills Creek.
Eels.
There's a
yeah,
water,
they got a
there's a water
ski
ski
slalom
cove.
all
Yeah,
over
they
the
got
back.
back when you go past the marina and come around, and then you take that hard right back up, and then you come back around
Back
again.
on the stripers.
It's on the right.
Okay.
Yeah, we picked up a 28-inch one on the jig, and he hit it right in, it hadn't been falling but
Well,
about
eels
5
have been
seconds.
A lot of good bait in there. And another thing, I don't know how y'all have found it or not, but what size bait are they biting for y'all if y'all using live bait?
We were using jigs,
Okay. What size jig were you using?
just a 6-inch fluke.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I've noticed that I'm getting better results off of the smaller bait.
I would say medium. I mean,
Yeah,
the real
medium,
small,
yeah,
I mean,
but
the
not
medium.
big ones.
Yeah, the real big ones.
And the ones I've cut
4
the
to
belly out
6.
of, yeah,
4
that's
to
where you're
6.
seeing the size of the bait in them.
Yeah.
The fish
And
that we've
these
been picking up, they,
To go to the.
they have, they've been, they get them to the top of the surface, and they're regurgitating baits that are about 2.5 or 3 inches
That's right.
long.
That's what I've been
And-
seeing
and-
a lot of.
So I've switched over. Keith, I wanted to talk to you about if you could start carrying the bass assassin or saltwater assassin.
Absolutely.
They have a 4-inch fluke that is awesome.
Okay.
That's
Yeah,
right.
no problem.
Yeah. That's what I'm sort of saying. The smaller ones, I'm seeing better now results. And don't get me wrong, I like that big shatter there too. And when it hits, it's a good one. But you liable to have that thing there forever and not get a hit compared
A
to
lot of
others.
people
that are-
been catching them on the bait I sell, which is 4 to 6 inches.
Right.
So, you know, they've been a lot of success. Mordell versus caught quite a few on the baits.
What kind of weight was it?
I like to run, right now, getting down to the deep, because I'm constantly trolling at a matter of about 1.5 miles an hour. I run 2 ounce. I run floor quarter leader, and then run circle hook, depending on the bait, depending on what size. 'Cause
How fast you
got
say you're
more hook-
pulling?
Huh?
How fast you say you're pulling?
I'm not pulling, this is downline, but I'm just kind of moving around about a 1/2 mile an hour,
Okay.
you know, just as I'm over top of the fish, keeping up with them. Now, if I'm pulling my boards, I'm sorry, right in my eye. But if I'm pulling the boards, I like to pull them around a mile.
Can you hop over one chair?
But it just hasn't been
Thank you.
I haven't had the luck here lately. And if y'all that are familiar with the bluebacks, I do think it is changing the fishery. It's not my job to tell y'all that's exactly the truth or not, but it's the reason why those fish are staying out deeper than what they used to be. There's something to that.
Cause the bait's staying deeper. Cause the bait's staying deeper?
Yes, well, the bluebacks are staying out deeper,
They
yes.
stay right down there in that thermocline.
You think this will give us a big fish in about 4 or 5 years? With the way these bluebacks are?
Well, I think you're gonna see some backs, they have a lot of protein. Clip a couple more, let's go to this is all bait right here. This one right here that's right in front of the bridge, out in front of my house, at Captain's Court, not on the other side of the Captain's Court of the bridge, so that's all bait.
Wow.
There was a bunch of fish up by the bridge last week, wasn't there?
They're gone now.
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't find them. I think they went downstream. I think they went
They are moving, yes, they were moving fast. They
Downstream?
definitely came through, right there below Spike and Kathy's, we nailed them good, but that's nothing but bait right there. And that was just on that side of the bridge, y'all don't know where I live, but R28, right on the other side of the bridge, going toward the dam. And that's a massive amount of bait.
The bait's in 100 feet of water?
Yes, you see it?
Yeah.
So last week I was seeing a ribbon of bait from about 50 to 60 feet, and you can either jig above it or below it. If you jig in it, not a chance. You're not going to get a lot.
I think fish like to go up, not down to get.
Right.
Well, one thing I've noticed too, like these real pretty days, they're so beautiful. They're not beautiful for fishing. They're beautiful to be out there, but you better get out there early. And I don't get to fish the Blackwater side as much as some of y'all that live on that side, but I have heard some good results in Gills and a little bit up from there. On Arian, now it froze over, what, week and a half ago. Hell, I couldn't get past R77 when I got up to the tennis courts. I was breaking ice. I couldn't even get a very catch some bait.
The water temperature was 35 there right after the
That
right after the
freeze.
cold front.
Well, it's frozen solid for.
Oh, gosh.
I was working up there.
With Mormons?
Yeah.
But then the water warmed right back up at the Hardy Boat Ramp, or wherever that sensor is, this week, early this week, we had it was going all the way back up to 49 degrees. And there were fish up there. Yes.
And the fish are gonna go to the bait. That's the biggest thing. That's what I was showing you with this. Yes, everything you're gonna see right here, it's all deep. And that's where the bait's at. Now, what fish are gonna go with bait's at?
I live in Charlotte, I've been down here a couple weekends a month, and just out of the point, out of Mary's Landing. I'm trying to figure out how I should go out and find the fish. I mean, on a relative, especially with the deep, I mean, go on the surface, sure, I'll see them breaking, but how do you go about, I mean, you got 500 miles to go for.
You got this club right here that shares information. I will tell you now, coming out of Mariners, Patrick is holding some fish. Patrick's got a lot of bait in it. You know, come in with Patrick right off to the left when they come out, and it's holding some, that's good fish. The dam always holds fish. You can fish the dam anytime. I ain't gonna give away all my secrets. But no, you can take a live bait out of the dam and
I
you
still
go out
see you
there
gotta
and
get up there early though. I mean, if you go out there at 9, 10 o'clock when it's sunny and bright, like there's
You're
nothing.
just- well, I mean, you'll have a good day as far as sun
Yeah.
shining,
Yeah.
but you're not gonna have the best fish.
Right now, morning or evenings are better.
I'm not gonna say either one any better, but both of them are where you want to be.
Any tips
Early
on,
morning is good for sure, and then later in the evenings.
Colder.
That's on you when you want to do it, but I mean, don't be scared to get out there.
No,
Like we were talking about, wear that life jacket,
No,
because getting up damn water.
I worked on a boat for 25 years, I still don't.
Tom, two questions. So now you're saying when you're pulling planers, you're gonna use a 2-ounce weight pulling planers?
No, not at all.
All right, so the
This
question,
is what I'm pulling with right here, which this one's an ounce. This is my heaviest one. And I run, this is what I'd be pulling the planers with.
so you're gonna be pulling pretty
And
high
I pull
though.
this on a planer too. I pull that with no weight and just run it right next to the bank. But you gotta carry it at that, but the closer I get to the bank, the lighter the weight I'll go with
Okay.
pulling them. And then the deeper I go out, but that's gonna be the heaviest I would even get any close to the bank. But unfortunately, I just haven't been having that much luck at the banks.
So even if you're out in deeper water pulling boards, you're only gonna use like a half ounce?
Nah, that's why this is on here. I'm gonna run that one right there.
How much is that?
That's 3/4 right there, just to get it down more, and then I will even play with, I won't run 2 ounce, cause off the back, I'll have them straight down, you know, as I'm slowly pulling, but you can't run the real heavy ones.
But how far are you pulling off the planer board? 20 feet, 30 feet, 40 feet?
I like to pull at least 30 foot
Okay.
off the back of my boards.
All right, so now also when you're jigging,
Yep.
everybody says, you know, little movement. Not, like you said, no 2-foot jigs. It's just constant or take a break and,
Well, you can do that dead stick,
You can
so that's been one
do
of the
it however you wanna do it. I see some people come out here and well, the best thing you're doing is keeping that damn seal. But if it's me, I'm gonna sit down, and once I get down there, I'm gonna sit.
so it's constant motion though.
Just a little jig, just a little movement.
And I went out with a guide last summer, and we were down
I'm
at
sorry?
Strawberry.
Wrong guy.
Wrong guy.
No,
It wasn't you.
No, it wouldn't
But
be.
he said the stiller, you can hold it. Hold it right above them.
If you get them right on it, yeah, but you don't need them, just a little jig, yeah. Just,
Cause I was trying to jig and he's like, nah, he said, just hold it still.
a lot of people think that it's, you gotta make that big movement and stuff, but no. If you get it right in front of them, like I said, just a little, you'll get, and when you'll feel them touch it, when they touch it, get them.
So basically what he's saying, if you're barely moving it right here, at 2 or 3 inches is a foot at the end of the rod.
You're
The
making-
people that are doing this here, 1 fout here, that's 4 foot at the end of the rod, and 8 feet down there, it's jumping up and down, there ain't nothing in the water that swims like that. So the boat movement is basically enough, that's called dead
Right,
stick.
that's,
Now, doing
yeah,
the-
okay. Oh, okay.
Now, I love my live bait because I'm a guy and I take people that don't know how to fish and it's because everybody I go down and say, all right, jig it. Well, that's the first thing you do.
Yeah.
And that doesn't help no whole lot. So I like to put it out there, but let's see.
How about that one?
Yep. All right. That right there is right out of, all right, how many feet are it? Almost across from your house. Like a cat, little curve right there.
5 fingers.
530, it's
Yeah.
right there. And that's where those fish were. But where that.
I get excited when I see them
Where they at,
on
right in the middle of a bunch
50,
of
60 foot
trees.
bottoms.
Yep.
I love it when I see it on a 56, because I feel like those fish are more catchable than if they're suspended at 50, 60 feet over 100 or 110 foot
I
bottom.
agree with you on
You
that.
know, I get
Those are
real
right there. When
excited.
you get on them, yeah, they're catchable.
Yep.
And it's, I don't know, I wish I could tell you how to catch them, but I knew everything, hell, I catch them every day. Don't you dare think that we go out there every day and just catch fish. We've many days for the guys also, it ain't just y'all don't catch them every day.
You believe in the moon phase?
What's that?
Do you believe in the moon phase?
I do.
Like right now, we got a pretty good full moon.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go catch fish at noon tomorrow.
Yeah, I hate
Full
it.
moon, fish bite at noon, right?
That's right.
That's what I just said, I hate
Or
it.
midnight. Midnight and noon.
Yeah.
That's right.
Different times, but it's hard to get a guy to group to go at 12 o'clock. That's right.
They got that full moon, they're eating all night long, just
They
like
do.
deer roaming all night long, that's it.
Very true.
Tommy,
But, yes, sir.
what's going on with the seagulls?
The seagulls, they follow us bait.
But I mean, I used to fish the seagulls, they used to be thick, and I mean, they showed up for the first time. I'm at R34.
When they had the big three up there and killed.
Well, I knew they were here, they were feeding off those, but I mean, they were late showing up this year, and there are not near as many of them as there have been.
Mike?
Yeah,
I think they passed us.
do you?
I drove past, you know, on 220 between Greensboro and Ashboro, Randleman Reservoir.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That, and then there's a lake as you're going to Winston-Salem, Lake Blue or Lake Blues Lake or something like that. Seagulls everywhere.
Go to the
Both
dump,
of those.
always at the dump.
Yeah, the dump in the Walmart parking lot.
You know, I see them every morning flying over my house one way, and in the
But,
evening they're coming back the other way.
I think those birds went past us. The majority. We still have some, but not like we've had in the past.
It's not like it's
Just comes to the point, we have 3 piers every day filled with seagulls.
Well, that's good. That's a
Where at?
good.
At the Mariners Landing.
At Mariners?
Yeah.
Right now in the mornings, and I said,
They fly in the morning,
they fly in.
and they hang out all day long, and then about supper time, they're gone. I don't know where they go.
Well, now, are you sitting, what you don't want them when they're sitting, you don't want, if they're just sitting there.
Well, okay,
But you want to see them diving, but
No, no, they're-
right out of Mariners, or taking a hatchet. Hold some fish.
I used to use the seagulls to watch the bait.
But the fishing now, you need to be fishing 40 to 60 foot of water on the log with them right there, you know, dark sand and stuff like that. But I love Witcher Creek also, back in there, and see, that's kind of shallower, so I will pull board over there. And what I like to pull in there, I like to have hang a size gizzard shad. I don't like the real huge ones in that part, but have good luck in there, just like the dollar bill size and all that.
Once you grab it,
Fished up there lately?
I have not been down there the last 2 weeks, just due to fish been good. And hard for me to waste that kind of gas to drive all the way down there. I mean, if you catch a fish, I've been fishing from Deacon to R32. Betty's has been pretty, Betty's ain't really been that good. Becky's has been pretty good, but that's slowed off. Deacon's been pretty good. Right up there, I showed you some pictures of the mouth of that. These are right there off of Arthur, past Spike and Kathy's, we're going to turn across from yours. And it's,
How deep that water got to be to pull a fish up that actually kill it?
right now, you ain't really gotta worry about that too much. Water temperature's down.
They still live full.
We caught, the biggest one I've caught since the first of the year was 33 inches, and he come out of 60 foot of water. He was just as healthy as he was when I put him back down, or she would, but you don't have to worry about that right now. It's when that water temperature gets warm, that's when that'll hurt. Right here is another thing that, before I forget about it, this is gonna be donated into y'all's raffle also. This is coming from Keith.
Nice.
Tackle Shop.
Thank you.
And he also wanted me to let y'all know that all members are getting a 10% discount to, if you're a Mountain Lake Strike Club member.
All right.
You get a 10%.
Just gotta remind me, cause I
Cause
know
he don't
my
have
faces, but I don't.
All right, Gene. Yeah.
And the only people that know that is y'all, so.
Don't be
And
loud.
then the other thing you need during this time of the year, of course, is because we have the limit. And this is one Tasha will get donated today.
Can I claim president's privilege on that?
Oh, no. Oh, no. Denied.
But if y'all wanna see, this is off of my boat, this is not down the box, and y'all are welcome to come here and look through it. This is a jigging box, put a few of the lures in it. Right here is another one of the bigger ones that I use, and I also encourage everybody, I know everybody wants to be the hero, showed your hand in there, well, I was a hero until I put a 6-0 circle hook out with my thumb, and then striker went to moon, 31 inch striker, it was actually right there at the mouth where you coming out of the Marin, I was okay, waiting there. When he did that, and I was looking, we had 2 on, he run that thing all the way through my thumb. And that was not good. And they had these on the boat, and I looked like a dummy. So we'll let y'all see some of that. And like I said, right here, this actually come off my, this is what I fish with every day. No bullshit. Straight up.
All right.
You wanna check it out?
Inline circle hooks or offset circle hooks?
Inline is what I use.
Any tips now?
Offset I like. I will buy the offsets in line just because I tip down to the bay every once in a while, and you gotta have them.
Do you tie your hook tight or put a loop on it?
Sorry.
Tie your hook tight,
I thought,
just have a loop on them.
yeah, just sitting right here. You, well, come look at everything. I've got tied over here, every way.
Tommy, any tips on, bait right now? Not where, but just, you know, when they're
Oh,
down
I'll
deep,
give you
throwing.
any tip I can. They're starting to come back into the lights, but best thing on bait right now is getting the back of the creeks
Are
when
you
it's not
using
frozen over.
a tape net or?
I like a tape net. Not in the shallow though, but in the deeper water, because, you know, in the shallow you need something to sink real quick.
How
You know,
deep can that tape net go for you? I mean, you're,
I like to go to tape net down 15 foot of water or more. Anything under 15 foot, I like to just go straight up with it.
10 foot.
I do throw a 10 foot.
how effective is, how deep can you go with that? So,
I've called bait before.
hey, really?
On the tape, oh yeah, definitely.
Wow.
Yeah.
You gotta have a 50-foot rope.
The net that I like to use is the ones that, if you're a member of this club, those Firetech nets, they are amazing.
They're called deep hole,
They are,
deep
and
hole
you get
shrimp nets. I
you get a
believe.
50% discount.
At a GS
You
1500.
get up to free a year by being a member, just on
Half
your
price.
$30 payment of being a member here. You
Save
get-
$100.
Those are $200 nets, you get $100 off
Yeah.
each one.
Yeah.
Either the GS 1000 in your
That's the one I
specified
like.
foot,
Yeah.
that's the best.
Super spreader.
The GS 1500 works good for about 20, maybe 25 feet, but because that weight is a little heavier, it starts to balloon back around because the tape isn't strong enough to hold it, to, you know, wings out all the way down. Gary's not here tonight, is it? Gary Harrison? No. Gary has a, he has a 9-foot GS 1000, GS 1000. And when it hits the water, it actually spreads for you a little bit. And then you can see that thing on the finder or the side scan, like it goes down, no kidding, right?
Oh, I got it on my live scripts. I have a live script on mine.
It goes down like
and you watch it. It spreads out and you watch the bait swim up in them.
Yeah. It's the Firetech GS 1000, and then
Tape net.
yeah,
Tape
tape net, and I think it's called. They used to call them the deep hole nets, but I think if you just look at the GS 1000, make sure it's taped, and then whatever circumference you are comfortable throwing.
Don't get something that you can't.
Yeah. An 8.
Make sure you
You
got
can
something.
throw an 8 will get that bait.
Oh, 8 into the 16 foot something. And if you can make 8 foot open up, then you're doing good.
Thank you.
In all honesty, I like the tape nets. But the bait now, in my opinion, I'm gonna try to be out, it's starting to come into the light. And I am starting to see some bait.
The other day, it was up. I saw bait. I told you on the rivet of bait was 50 to 60. The other day, it was like 40 to 50. The bait's starting to come up in the water column a little bit.
So that's gonna change things a little bit.
But the next cold snap we get,
It's going back there.
Coming this week.
I think that's what it is, as far as that part goes.
anybody got any other questions for Tommy? He's got some good looking boots on there. He might want to talk to you all about them boots he's got on.
My wife keeps me looking good.
They are.
Deck boots, they're just a little, they're splash, what they call them, splash boots. They're 100% wool, yeah. And just out here, I mean, if you're on the ocean, you're gonna want something a little more than that, but around here, that's all you need. You keep the water off of you and.
The insole of them is like a tennis shoe mostly, right?
I can take it off and show you if you want. Hey, actually, I'm gonna take it off and show you. It's made to grip the water. It's made for when it's slip runs. These are made for nothing. And I'm not selling them. I'm not sponsored. They do really good, like when you get water on there.
Walk across the parking lot, catch every piece of gravel.
That's, but it helps when the slip and more.
Who carries them around here? Who carries those around here? I know you can order them.
You can get them, I think, from up there at Bridgewater.
Yes.
Now, mine come off of, down in the lower Bridgewater carries them. I'll order mine, unfortunately, just, they ship there.
What's the name of it? They go to.
I'm guilty as I can be about that.
They go from 8 to 13. What's the name of the book? What's the name of it?
They make, hook, H-U-K, hook, some people call it hook.
It's hook.
Huh?
It's hook.
Hook, that's what I mean, I've been told I was saying different.
No, you're right.
Hook. And they have them of all different sizes. Now, these right here were the ones I got for Christmas. I was wearing them to try to look pretty for y'all.
It's working.
It was just camouflage. But the ones I wear every day, I would have worn here, they were white, but they're almost stained blue from my bibs, and the blue bibs were a little daggles down them, but no, they're really nice.
Tommy, is that jar a raffle item up there?
Which one?
That moonshine jar.
Hell yeah. Is that moonshine?
Who brought that in?
That's my honey. Molasses or something.
That's my honey, don't nobody
You're
touch that.
that's molasses.
That's my honey.
Yeah, we're gonna grab it on. You ready to get me some? But yeah, feel free to come up here and look at any of this stuff. Farm, ain't gonna take it down no time, and we got to do the most of it.
Yeah, we showed them all.
I don't know if I can help you out. Any questions or anything? Yes, sir.
What kind of unit is that that's showing all those?
That's a Garmin right there.
And those straight lines all the way up? Can you just describe
This
some of that
is the
stuff?
ranch right there. That's Garmin right there.
Somebody's
So
fishing
that's
near
the
you and that's.
fish at the bottom
Yeah.
and them standing
That's
trees.
interference.
Standing
right there.
trees,
Yep.
gotcha.
Yeah, that little lines, that's, don't pay no attention
Yeah.
to that. This is what you wanna look at.
Okay.
This is all stripers.
Those lines going straight up and down, somebody's fishing near him.
That's another boat.
And
We're
that's
just getting
interference
interference from their unit.
Oh,
It's just causing. When
there's so much information on there, it's like you gotta really learn what you're looking for on that stuff.
That's true.
How many fish would you say that is?
3.
You got 2 of them.
That's a lot of fish. And then one thing you also have to watch for too, though, you gotta learn your electronics, because these white perch will fool you too. You can get on white perch that will make you think you're on stripers that aren't, but once you learn your electronics, you'll learn what is when you're on, they'll let you know for sure.
What's on the end of the hook?
Yeah, see right there? This is out the little range, so that's all stripers. That's all stripers. And that right there is the mouth of beacon.
All right.
Anything else for Tommy? Got another one?
Are you seeing much surface action?
No.
Nothing now?
Early morning a little bit, but not stripers. Yes, sir.
I'm new to all this, so my question is, the ones on the left look huge, the ones on the right look small.
Same fish.
How do you know that?
I know it because I took a picture, but.
Different technology.
It's two
Yeah,
complete units.
this is showing two different, this is a live scan, this is your traditional. And they look a little different on this side, but it's the same, it's all the same.
Because they're further out of the transducer cone, it goes down in their angle. So those ones on the left are directly under it, and the ones on the right are off to the edge of the cone.
It's more distant.
One on the natural, or I consider this traditional.
It goes down like that.
sonar. And in my honesty, I like that better.
Yeah.
I really do.
So it's a
But
different.
this can be misleading. This is down scan imagery, and
Those are different frequencies.
Yes.
So the sonar, I think, is 43 kilohertz. Does that sound about right? And no, 83.
Yep.
And then the the down scan is like 455 kilohertz or something like
It
that.
says
But
right
when
on
you're
it.
seeing these at this size, if this was actual bait, it would look way smaller.
It shows the frequency on the bottom of the image.
There it is.
The one on the left is like 200 kilohertz, and the one on the right is
1,200.
yeah, 1200.
Sonar scarefish?
So that
What's that?
Sonar scarefish?
Not that I know of.
The live scope is, they're learning it.
You think so?
They're learning that pain, yep, absolutely.
All right, now how many of y'all run the thumpers?
The Bobo?
You need to, that brings them up.
I like the
That's an
thumpers.
old joke.
Thumper, in my opinion, is a good thing. Now, this is one secret I will say, I was gonna say it earlier. This time of the year, one thing I've done, is I've taken a felt pad and put it under where it's soft. Right now, for some reason, I watched some of the live scope when they were sitting loud. You see the fish.
Now they gotta work for me.
Now, where it's sitting soft, I see them coming in.
Did y'all get that? So he's using the thumper,
I have to thumper.
and this time of the year, he has put a felt pad on the end of it's basically just a hammerhead.
It's just a hand, oh, it's just a ball thing.
Yep, and he's put a felt
where
pad
it's-
on that to
to
dampen
soften
it, so
it,
it's
where
not so, like, it's not bad. Yeah, it's gonna have that
And
felt.
it's making the fish show up a little bit better. They're staying there closer, because that big thump right now has been, you watch them on the live scope, they come in and they would just park. And since it's quieting it down, you see them come in. Now come back this spring, I'm gonna take it back off to the spring, I was having good luck with it out.
That right there is probably worth the price of admission, right there.
When's the best time to use it?
All the time.
I use it all the time.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I never cut it off. I mean, I use it year round.
Where you have it sitting in your boat?
Where? Right up under my ass. No,
Yeah, no. I got
seriously,
it.
right
Yeah.
under my seats where it's at.
Right.
It just sits
We
there.
can post your console there.
Yep. Right in the center of the boat.
So you just run it constant?
I run it when I'm downlining and fishing. Now I don't run it when I'm running down the lake.
While you're fishing, like if you pull boards and stuff. you run-
I don't worry about it too much when I'm pulling boards, because my boards are more off to the side and everything. It's more when I'm downlining or when I'm jigging.
Just sitting over.
Yeah. Because it draws their attention. They'll look up, they get curious, whatever. But I did notice that it's loud when they were moving, yeah. That little piece of felt, I mean, it's just like a little thing you put on, like a couch doors or whatever, yeah. Take one of them and stick it on the hammerhead or stick it right up under it, and then I don't know how many of y'all use the old stick? Nothing wrong with that. I just don't have time to do that. When I'm out there trying to keep 4 or 5 people's poles ready, I can't sit there and thump the stick too.
I jig with one hand and thump with my net handle. It's got a rubber handle on it. So it's like a drummer. You try to get the beat going. Try to get the beat going. It does work.
It's something, the ones that don't know about it, there's definitely something there. I mean, if you ain't got nothing else to do, you sit beside the boat and do like it.
I've done that.
Yeah, kick a loaf. Suck it up and wait.
I mean, how
If
many
you got
times?
time on your hand, go get a loaf stick. Now you do.
How many times did your granddad tell you, shut up in the boat? Like, be quiet in the boat.
You know why?
Yeah.
That's because they want to enjoy their day of fishing. They want to enjoy their day. They won't worry about the rest. Now, these fish are actually curious. You can be a little louder than you think with them, and they will come around to it. How many times have y'all caught them and seen 2 or 3 follow me?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they're curious fish. So you don't have to worry about the whole quietness on them. That's for sure.
Any other questions for Tommy?
Not good.
Tell them the easiest way, if they want to book a trip with, what's the easiest way to get in touch with you? Website, phone, email, what is it?
The easiest way is probably just to call me. Pretty easy to get a hold to. I come up here to sell business, so. Go ahead. SML, Wicked Striper, if y'all wanna go fishing, give me a call. If you have any questions anytime, text me, email me, not really care for email. Text me or something, I'll help you out anytime.
We got the information at the store.
Yes, you got everything at your store. And Keith, he got a lot of different things that I sell up there. And I won't, like I said, I ain't trying to go there. We've got a lot of different things that are options that y'all see in the newsletter for people for bait tanks and different things and that I make and all that. But
I can say he's got a big, beautiful boat. I sent a friend fishing with him over the summer. They fished the dam right on the log boom. And they quit fishing at 9:30 because they caught too many fish.
Yeah, quit telling that.
And he had three little kids
I
on the
love
boat.
that dam, and this time of the year, don't y'all be scared anybody that's down that end, go try it. You got good bait, go over there, throw us up against it, drop down, cause they're there right now too. A lot of people don't know that, but they're there.
Awesome.
That's all I'm gonna say. I don't jig at the dam. What I do at the dam, as far as like with artificial, when they're working that current, you see that rip line, and I take a jig or take a swamp monkey or something, throw out into that rip line, let it drop. First thing you wanna do is let it drop. Just let it fall good, 5 to 10 seconds, and then bring it back in. But fish that rip line where the current is. You fish down, get fish down. But I don't sit there and just flip there. I drop the live back down there.
When you're pulling boards, like alewives, about 7.7, is that about?
I like to pull right around 1 mile an hour.
Oh, you do?
I do like to pull around.
Cause one of the guys said. if you
0.7 to 1, somewhere in that range. I don't like to go no faster, but somewhere in that range is what I like. It also depends on the depth and where I'm fishing at, on where I'm keeping them at, because I'm in shallow water. You gotta pull a little fast to keep them up, different things, but.
One of the guys I was out with said if you pull them faster than 0.7, you'll wear them out.
There is some truth to that, depending on exactly what style shad you're using.
No, alewives.
Alewives, yeah, and you can't pull, well, it also depends on what time of the year too with the water.
It was in the summer.
Okay, yeah, no, that
It was
won't
in
last
June.
very long, yeah, because that water temperature is warm, and you have to change them out, and slowing them down a little bit will help with that.
I got you.
You can't overwhelm them when the water gets warm, because they won't survive in that. Another thing, I don't know, how many of y'all run bait tanks? Y'all run salt in your bait tank?
I do,
Yeah.
Full salt.
Full salt is the best. 100% straight salt. Don't get none of that additive stuff in it or anything like that.
I put about-
You need a cup of salt in there for your tank. And then in the middle of the summer, ice your tank down also. Keep the water temperature, what you want to do. What I do, like up here at my light at the captain's quarters where I catch my bait at, I'll take a pool thermometer and put it on a 2-ounce sink and drop it to the bottom and figure out the temperature. Well, that's where the bait's at. Well, that's the temperature you want your bait tank to be too. Because you don't want them to be shocked when you throw them in there, and you don't want them too cold when you throw them back into the left neither, because it can shock them when you put them back. So that's a fine line you have to play with right there with bait, that's for sure. But
I got a 30-gallon tank. I usually put 2 cups of salt in that.
you probably don't need but about 1 cup in my opinion.
Really?
I would think on a 30-gallon.
Okay.
What do you think, Chad? I mean, you
I
an actual cup.
also
of salt.
use a little
An
baking
actual
soda
cup, yeah.
to
One
condition
thing
the
that
water
helps
a little
too,
bit.
put a little white vinegar in there.
Really?
White vinegar will kill the bacteria, and it keeps it, a little bit of white vinegar. It'll go a long